Alex Jones here with just an over-the-top important report. What's hard about this story is that it's so crazy and it's admitted and no one is reporting on it. The CIA and other intelligence agencies have illegally, since they were set up in 1947, been involved in domestic propaganda, but it was seriously illegal. Then, 3 years ago, Obama and the Republican leadership got Congress in the Defense Authorization Act, the NDAA, to say that domestic propaganda, including deception, was legal in the United States. I guess the Republicans changed some rule to claim that popular vote doesn't matter either for nominees. You know, it's crazy. You can't pass a law saying child molestation's okay. If a government does that, I say that government is illegitimate and should be removed, like the Declaration of Independence says. But we see Beyoncé get up there at the Super Bowl and do these anti-cop, riot videos, and we see her out with a new video with little girls following her, skipping as she beats up cars and blows things up, goes crazy with a baseball bat. And then you understand that the Super Bowl on Fox and Viacom MTV are the most establishment organs there are, and admittedly the most hooked up with the CIA and the criminals that have hijacked the Defense Department that are engaging, and you research it, and they're directly connected to it with anti-gun programs, anti-family statements. The last two Super Bowls had 6 or 7 ads apiece bashing fatherhood. Every sitcom, every drama you see, the father's a fat idiot who's a moron. This is admittedly paid for by taxpayers. The NFL in 2016-2015 season admittedly got over $300 million. That was declassified a few months ago. They don't even care to put out certain messages during it. And what does the CIA want? Families are bad, dads are bad, attack the police, burn things down. And then, 6, 7 years ago, Hank Williams Jr. gets up and says, Obama's acting like Hitler backing radical Muslims. Boom, fired from the NFL. Well, Hitler did back radical Muslims. He took over the Middle East. This is crazy town, folks. So I want to show you some of the mainstream news articles, Washington Post, you name it, when they got rid of the law that the CIA couldn't engage in domestic deception. They used the word deception. That's what's crazy, is that they're passing laws saying we can deceive. They 3 years ago had an Army document come out publicly. They released it saying, Resettlement Act, we're preparing re-education camps in America for political dissidents. A re-education camp is the Soviet term. It says re-education camp. They go, we passed a law, we can deceive you. What? We passed a law, no more elections. It's a law. We passed a law for re-education camps. It's getting crazier and crazier. And then I know for a fact Beyoncé and Viacom and her record label and all of it are hooked into this. I'm going to show you. And then she sits there with this rage, great actress, police, you're the enemy of my people, and baseball bats and everything. So young people go out, act like maniacs, it's happening, and try to start a race war in this country. Not that the police are perfect, they're part of the same government. But the government at the top is funding a rebellion at the bottom to cause a civil war, and then they admit that's part of the plan. Is destabilization of the country. This is offshore globalists bringing our country down. Every race, color, and creed has to come together for free speech and come together for liberty and come together and realize we have multinationals have hijacked our country and have taken over. Now let's go to this right now. I'm just going to give you some background, just a few examples of thousands to remember. Remember this 9 years ago? Democracy Now! Bush admin funding of Armstrong Williams. The government is running a domestic propaganda operation secretly targeting the American people. He was paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to push No Child Left Behind, which federalizes education. A liberal program. They paid hundreds and hundreds of conservative leaders, writers, you name it, to be part of pushing this, okay? Let's continue. They know I won't take the money, so they go to my affiliates and sometimes offer per affiliate $500,000 to replace me with a show they recommend. And then they'll have a big insurance company or a government group come in and spend the money on the station with the agreement that for the next year, this other show will be on and I'm removed. I'm being taken off stations all over the place. I am experiencing this, okay? They don't go to somebody that won't sell out. They just go around them. Let's continue. So there's an example from many years ago, 2005. I said 8 years ago. Time flies. My God, it's already 11 years ago, okay? I was going from memory. Okay, here is foreign policy. This is a Washington Post publication of the show Washington Forum. U.S. repeals propaganda ban, spreads government-made news to Americans. And then you can go deeper into the articles or just do that search, and they actually use the word legalized deception. NDAA legalizes propaganda, Business Insider. Foreign policy, Congress approves domestic deception. Is Congress really authorizing U.S. propaganda? It goes over all of it. NDAA 2013, Congress approves domestic deception propaganda. Now, this is what they pay for. I mean, understand, you put something on the Super Bowl, folks. This is our latest video. Blowing stuff up, beating everything up, smashing vehicles, and it's all about men. First it's hate the cops in the last video. Now it's the ultimate feminist video being hailed. She just hates men and runs around with a crazed look on her face, attacking everything. The article's also up on Infowars.com. We have a bunch more screenshots of it actually happening. Let me just show you right here. And again, this is admitted, high level. It turns out basically everything they put on the Super Bowl or out on Viacom is run by CIA propaganda because that's their domestic job. Beyoncé invokes urban terrorism in new video. And this is just to get people to act like total morons so that they can then be basically arrested, set up, put in jail. I mean, this is, look at the look on her face in the whole anti-police deal. This is how she ran around, like, you just deal with the cops, they're the enemy, and then it'll fix everything. And then she's funded by the very government and the very platform, the very establishment system puts her out there. So I wanted to actually just show you this because I forgot to pull this up. Let me see. NFL military money. Let's type that in. And again, I'm not against our military. I'm against the fact that they do all this stuff. Now, this is just in a few games, 5.4 million, was 300 plus million to salute troops. And that's just to make people go join the military. The point is, it's deception. It's paid. They pay sometimes $1 million per game to have this done. And then they do it for other promotions and things. Okay, so I mean, this is just a smattering. It's far worse than this. So you think that's all, as I told you years ago, you think that's all just because they care about the military. No, it's not. Military paid pro sports teams $10.4 million for patriotic. Again, that's pure whitewash. You read it's over $300 million because it's in the congressional budget layout. $53 million for taxpayers' money to pro sports. Oh, now the number gets bigger and bigger. You see as the dates get higher. Oh, on this date, it's only $6 million on the 4th, and then by the 6th, it's $53 million. Oh, and then it's just you learn, and that's a CIA propaganda. I read it in a British psych warfare manual that I got like 20 years ago. That was declassified. I sent off and got the actual manual, and it said, if our troops kill 5,000 in some African country, we report first that 100 were killed. And then once the numbers come out that are bigger, people will automatically just cut the number down to the smaller number. It's all psych warfare techniques. And again, these are multinational corporations that have hijacked our country that run the CIA and these other organizations. There are good people in the CIA, good people in Defense Intelligence, good people in the NSA as well, but it's directed on top by very predatory people. I had Pachenik on, Dr. Pachenik, who was heavily involved in all this at the highest levels, and he was breaking all that down just last Thursday. Was it Friday? Pachenik was on. This is really going on, is my point. And so people that are like, yeah, Beyonce, smash the police, smash, the men, whatever. This is to get us all at each other's throats when we're all Americans getting screwed over by the NSA and foreign banks and derivatives. We're all getting our kids attacked and aborted and shot up with vaccines and GMOs. We're all in this together. And then you learn that the CIA paid for ugly art and anti-family art. I could type that in and show you mainstream news. And the weird thing is they just admit it now as part of our demoralization. They just go, absolutely, we are in your face and we are running things and lying to you. And that's just the way it is, and we're going to do it more. So when you see Beyonce doing all this and making the way to stand up, burn down your neighborhood or attack the police, the police then are being federalized and geared up for what's about to happen. And so it's just a way to, again, play us all off against each other. And then so many of the world hip hop star sites and all these are like, screw you, man, you're just scared. You know the brothers are coming to get you, racist pig boy and all this stuff. Give me a frickin' break.